Today, I am here to talk about one of my favorite personal sayings in trading. It is, put yourself in a win-win situation when you're trading. A lot of us, especially retail traders, newer traders, actually put themselves into lose-lose situations when it comes to their trading or investing. What is a lose-lose situation? How do people put themselves into it? Well, if you buy a stock and that stock goes against you, and you didn't have an initial game plan for risk management, you didn't have a game plan on where you were going to take your loss if you were wrong, and now that trade is going against you, next thing you know, you're losing money and you're hoping. What are you hoping for? You're hoping, you're praying, please, 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 just let my stock go back to my price that I bought it at so I can get out without a loss. That is a lose-lose situation. You are now putting yourself in a situation where you have almost unlimited risk for zero reward. That is the opposite of what a professional trader does, but I see it and I hear about it all the time. What I am trying to do as a professional trader is I am looking to consistently put myself into win-win situations over time. How do I put myself into a win-win situation? The way that I do that is by putting my initial trade on. First of all, having a game plan, because not every trade I take is gonna work. But if that trade begins to work, I wanna make sure that my risk is covered. So, if I'm able to cover my risk in the trade by selling some for a profit, and then that trade fails, I want it so that my worst case scenario is that I lose nothing. So now I'm in a win-win situation. Worst case scenario is I lose nothing, or maybe even I'm in a situation where worst case scenario, I'm gonna make some money. And best case scenario, the trade's gonna work out great, I'm gonna fully maximize my reward, and I'm gonna get paid a lot of money. That's a win-win situation. The way that some people do this, and this is also something I disagree with, is people look to put their stop loss at their entry price. I'm not a fan of that, and the reason why is because my entry price is subjective to me. I like to make my decisions based on what the market is telling me. I want all of my stop losses to have a technical reason. There is a technical reason why I've chosen this stop loss, and there's a number of different whys behind that, or different technical reasons on where you could have a stop loss. But no matter what, I want my initial stop loss and then eventually my trailing stop losses to actually be based on the market. So one of the techniques that I will sometimes utilize is I sell a percentage of my position on the way up in order to be able to fully cover my risk. For example, a 1-to-1 kick on 50% of my position. What does that mean? That's a risk-reward ratio. 50% of my position, that's half my stock. Let's think about some simple trader math here. Let's say I bought the stock at $50. My stop loss is $49.90. Let's say I bought 1,000 shares. So if I bought 1,000 shares at $50 and my stop loss is $49.90, how much am I risking? Well, if my trade fails, I'm gonna lose $100. That's assuming no slippage on the trade, but let's keep it simple here. So I have $100 risk on my trade. I have 10 cents of space risk on my trade. Now, if my trade starts to go in my favor and I sell 500 shares at $50.10, in other words, half of my position, 50% of my position, what did I just do? Well, if I'm selling 500 shares, 10 cents of the money, I just put $50 in my pocket. Now what happens if this trade fails? If the stock goes all the way down now to $49.90 where my stop loss is, by the way, my stop loss is now for 500 shares, not 1,000 because I sold half my position. If I get stopped out of the other 500 shares, I just lost 10 cents on 500 shares. I just lost $50. Well, I made $50, I lost $50, net, I'm at zero. So in this case, just based on simple math, once I'm able to get that 1-to-1 kick of 50% of my position, just using this simple example, I am now in a win-win situation. My worst case scenario is I lose nothing. My best case scenario is that other 500 shares, the trade works perfectly as I should, and I make some great multiple from a risk reward perspective, and it makes a lot of money for me. That's being in a win-win, right? Same thing with swing trades. In swing trading, I do not like to hold positions overnight if they are against me initially off my first purchase. There is a lot of additional risk in holding positions overnight because you never know what the stock is gonna do. The whole market could have a big gap down, that stock could have bad news overnight and have a huge gap down against me. So if I bought a stock today and it's gonna close against me, I'm probably not swinging it because I'm in a potential lose-lose situation and I'm taking on a lot of extra overnight risk. But if I bought this stock today and it closes 5% in my favor, that's a great trade. I'm probably gonna consider keeping a percentage of my position overnight, swinging it, taking on that additional overnight risk for additional reward because I'm in a win-win situation. But the stock in this case would have to have a 5% gap down even just to be able to get back to my price, and I'm still even making money there. But maybe this thing continues a beautiful trend over time. It's the next Microsoft or whatever, and it just keeps going and going and trending in my favor, and taking that overnight risk when I was in that win-win situation continues to pay me. That is how you can have overwhelming reward for the initial risk that you took on. Try to implement this into your trading. Think about, am I in a win-win situation with what I'm doing? Is my game plan trying to put me in a win-win situation? Or am I just in a lose-lose situation and I'm hoping and praying that I don't lose money? Be in the win-win situation. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the links in the description. Learn about how you can become a member of my team of professional traders in the ProDesk VTF, or how you can be a professional prop trader through the free ebook in the link in the description. See you guys next time.